obviously, I don't know if you've ever been a part of a 5-man quarterback competition. What's it like, entering the season knowing that that's the case?
I wouldn't say it's anything, out of the ordinary. I think competition, Coach Locks always talks about competition, brings out the best in people. So, whether it was a 2-man competition or a 5-man competition, I think, it's going to be good for all of us to, push each other, make each other better. And ultimately, if, we can get better as individuals and our room can get better, then, whoever decides to, whoever's the one going out there on Saturdays, our team will be, put in the best position. So I don't find it interesting that coaches do a good job, in how they manage it. I find it fun, though. We get to come out here, compete, make each other better. And, when we go in the meeting rooms and talk ball, we're back to we're just guys, we're teammates. We're guys sitting in the same room learning and growing. So it's been fun so far. I'm looking forward to it.
You played in about 15 games over the last couple seasons, including some starts. How much does that help you when you come into this year? And how much maybe does that help you kind of guide the other quarterbacks in this room too?
Yeah, I think, the one thing like I always noted on with Talia that, you can't teach in a quarterback is experience. And obviously, I have some games under my belt, some games started, played in a handful of games. So yeah, I think that definitely, helps me out with in-game experience because, you can't quarterback, when the live bullets start flying, it's a lot different. But yeah, I try to fall back onto that, especially coming out in spring after not playing for, 2-3 months now, kind of knock the rust off. And, even some of the lessons that I learned when Talia was starting, right? Like I still talk about those things that I learned just from watching him and lessons that I learned from, we were watching cut-ups today and there was some plays of me from Northwestern that Coach Locks put in there. So it's good, the experience is one thing, but we got to come out here and we got to bring it every day. So these reps we're getting in practice are vital to our growth and, our individual success, which will ultimately lead to team success. So I'm just trying to come out here and, put the pieces together and get better every day.
What have some of your early impressions been of MJ as he kind of works in here?
Oh, I'd say it was definitely a unique time, him coming in the bowl prep practice, just because obviously, I had a lot on my plate in the winter, so I didn't really get to talk to him a ton. But he's been nothing but, he's a very chill guy. I went to Wake Forest, he went to NC State, so, we know a lot of the same people. We share a lot of the same similarities, and, it's good with the whole quarterback room. When we get out of here, right, we can just talk, we can talk ball if we want, but we can just talk about life, whether it's, what we do in our free time, what our classes are, what friends we got, whatever it is. So it's been good, and, he's been a great addition to the room just, as a person. And yeah, so I look forward to, this was probably like my 10th practice with him. And, we'll continue to, keep talking ball on the field, but we'll get closer as the rest of the quarterback room. We have a pretty good relationship off the field. So it's been good. It's been good to have a fellow ACC guy in here with me. I told him that when he first got here in the winter, but it's been fun so far.
How do you think, similar to him, differences between you and him, and how do you feel that kind of complements, kind of rounds out the room?
I would say, he's definitely I think when he first got here, he was probably like 205, or I think maybe he's put on a little bit more weight, which he looks bigger. When I'd played against him, or I'd watched him when he played Wake Forest, just watching my friends there, and obviously, kept up with ACC. But he's definitely a lot bigger, so I think that, that speaks to the kind of player he is, like what he can do. He obviously can throw and run and do it both. So I think, whatever I'm able to help him with and whatever I'm able to take from him, because he's obviously, he's started some games in his career. He's, I think a grade underneath me, so he's got some starts under his belt. So it's been good. I think, all the quarterbacks, we all kind of have our own unique skill set, but I think at the end of the day, like Coach Locke says, it's the system that, allows us to be successful. So, I think as long as we all remember that with how the system is and that it's bulletproof, then we can kind of go in there and put our own twist on things with, what we think we do better than, the rest.
With Loxley moving to now primarily handling quarterbacks as his position, what insight has he given you guys that perhaps you haven't had in other years, and how has that change affected your guys' routine?
Yeah, I think all the change has been good. I was literally just talking about it with, I don't remember what other quarterbacks I brought it up, but just in the handful of meetings that we've had with Coach Locke since he's kind of taken over the quarterback room has been fun. They've been very intense, which he's an intense guy, which I like. I think having that type of style of coaching over a period of time, I think is only going to make us better, only going to, put the pressure on us so that when we come out here to practice, it's easier. He's always, he's the wizard, as they call it, right, with this system. So it's been good just to have his insight as to, he'll give you the history of plays and what the play was when he ran it at Alabama and every stop along the way. So it's been good. It's been very beneficial. And I think, to be coached by the head coach and to be coached, hard by the head coach, I think it's only going to make us better. I think, I'm someone that likes hard coaching. I think it'll make me better. Obviously, we have tough days out here at quarterback, but I think, when from 2022 and 2023, my 2 years here, when I get coached hard and I have to go into a game on Saturday, I usually, do a pretty good job of not flinching because, I'm trained for it, and the training I do out here is harder than that. So that's what I look forward to the most. I think it's been good. I told him today, I said, you decide to hang around the quarterbacks, we're going to have some fun. And he said, I'm here. So we had a good laugh about that, but it's been good so far.
And how many times in the months after the bowl game have you watched that game back? And if so, what have you learned from it?
Yeah, to be honest with you, I watched it probably 2 times that first week, and then I watched it probably like last Friday, like right before spring break was over. I was up here and watched it, and it's obviously watching it in January right after the game I did, like I'm just happy we won, but there are so many like learning moments for me, for Cam, like for whoever was out there. It's good. I think it's always, as Coach Locke says, it's good when you can have you can leave a game with a win and have multiple mistakes to correct. But that just watching that right before 5 days before we had our first spring practice made me excited to know that I still got a lot more room to grow as a player, and I've had like I said, I played in 10, 15 games, whatever it is, over my 2 years here. I've had some success, but I feel like there's so much more I can get better at, and there's so many more levels that I can continue to climb to. So I was just excited to get back out here and put in the work and grind to hope to get to that.